Hello and welcome to this week's edition of TB3 Sports Talk. I am back. I'm Colby. I'm here with Will. I'm here with Joel. And we are back to talk some Rays, to talk some Lightning, and even some Bucks. We got all three sports active and going for you guys this week. It's episode 33. Thank you guys for joining and tuning in. Boys, how we feeling?
Terrible. Absolutely terrible.
Oh, bro.
I mean, it depends what sport we're talking. Like Lightning
Season's over.
Lightning just lost their first game in like a month, so I'm feeling good as far as Lightning goes.
With baseball, there comes a game every day, and us guys on TB3 panel, we like to really get into each game. So the whole "we're so back, it's so over" thing has been live and evident the last couple games. The Rays had a decent, about as decent as you can have homestand, but man, those losses, even if you have a game every day, those losses still hurt, and you forget how much a baseball loss hurts on the off season.
Yeah, it wasn't great. It wasn't a terrible week to start off the year. I think we're still just kind of used to football because every game means so much more. I mean, with baseball, it's like they can lose 2 out of 5, and you're like, okay, you know.
And you're gonna lose.
I don't care. Yeah, you're gonna lose a bunch of games. But
that's true.
I hate it. I hate losing.
100-win season is awesome, and you lose 62 times. So
yeah,
if you're just getting into baseball, maybe because of the podcast, you liked football, you liked hockey, so you're giving baseball, the Rays, a chance. Just know, pace yourself. Take the good and the bad from the games. There's some games you got Tyler Alexander pitching against Kevin Gausman. You're not going to win those games. You're just not going to do it.
Curtis Mead?
Yeah, Curtis Mead on the bump, and he did not look good. But yeah, so just know if you're a new baseball fan, you got to pace yourself. You got to understand that some games are just lost causes. You know, every time Josh Fleming pitched in his career, it was a lost cause for a game.
And then he came back, and the Rays won like 40 games when he was on the major league roster.
Yeah, but it was like he'd pitch like an inning, only give up 2 runs, and the Rays would come back for him. He was just on the hottest Rays squad of all time because he was there in April because Glasnow was hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Why are we slandering Josh Fleming? He don't deserve this. However, he does kind of deserve it. Well, I think we got another Josh Fleming on our team right now.
Maybe 2 or 3.
Yeah, let's go 4 or 5. Come on.
Oh, all right.
There's no need to sugarcoat it.
That's brutal. All right, but we're going to talk about the good team, the team in the Bay that is scorching hot, the team on the right side of the Bay, the Tampa side of the Bay, in Amalie Arena, the Tampa Bay Lightning. And these guys had another exquisite week, if you will. And this one started on Wednesday, we are in April now, but this was Wednesday, March 27th, again, at home, Amalie Arena, against the Boston Bruins, a team that the Lightning might be seeing sometime in May or April, but we're seeing them in March right now. In a regular season game, the juice is high, nationally televised game. What would happen? And what would happen is the young gun would get in early as Mitchell Chafee would score his 4th goal of the year to put the Bolts up 1-0. However, these Bruins are tough as Danton Heinen would score the game-tying goal 1-1 with about 3 minutes left in the first period, and that's what your score would be after the first. And then headed into the second, that man who has been so hot the whole road trip, brought it back home with him. Braden Point, his 42nd goal of the year, makes it 2-1 Lightning, and that would be your score after the second period. And then going into the third, there was not a lot of goals scored. Back and forth action. It's an empty net. The Bruins are trying to get the game-tying goal. And then a thing that seems to be happening a lot, Nikita Kucherov puts the game away with an empty net goal to make the score 3-1, and that would be your final score. The Lightning would win this game 3-1, pick up 2 big points against the Bruins.
Should I say it? I mean, we own Boston.
We own them. We own Beantown.
We own them. Man, I feel like that's like deja vu. Like, I feel like we've said that, I don't know, like 100 times on this show. But what a win. It wasn't the prettiest. I feel like they kind of got them because they played like a back-to-back. So kind of got them when they were a little drained. But, hey, you got to take advantage of that, right? So overall, solid dub.
when you put yourself up against playoff teams like this, it's really encouraging to get a win in the regular season. Doesn't mean anything going into the postseason, but it does give you just like an ounce, like maybe a drop of confidence as you go into a series like that. So that's just cool to have that under your belt going into the playoffs.
Yeah, I agree. This was just a solid win for the Lightning. They just did about everything right in this game. There was nothing that stood out. There was nothing flashy. There was no huge outburst, a 4-goal period or anything like that. But the Lightning just did their jobs, and they were able to just be the better team tonight. I mean, the defense was amazing. A shutout in the third period with the lead is all you can ask for, and it was something the Lightning recently have been doing a lot, so we'll get into that. But a shutout in the third period with the lead is awesome. You know, there was really only one point in this game where Boston seemed like they were kind of, you know, ahead. The ice was tilting towards them. That was at the end of the first period. They tied the game up, and then for the rest of the game, the Lightning were the better team. They looked like the faster team, like Will said, on the second night of the back-to-back. I'm pretty sure they played the Panthers, so that's 2 tough games in a row for them. So you do have to take that into account. But still, it's hockey. It's National Hockey League. Mm-hmm. Everyone plays back-to-backs. You got to just live with them, and you got to win the games that you play better in, and that's what the Lightning did this night.
Mm-hmm. I think, yeah, as close as it was, I still think just the Lightning played better than them. They played better than Boston. And, I mean, you think the game could have gotten even a little out of hand. I know Stamkos had what would have been the 3-1, and then he got called offside. So they could have won by a couple more goals if just some certain things had gone their way. So I know it might not have looked pretty. You might have been nervous there before the empty netter, but they're able to get it done.
I agree. You look at this game, the Lightning had 31 shots on goal. They were a bunch of pressure on Linus Ullmark. He had a really good game to keep the Bruins in it. But the Lightning, this was a game they played better. There's a lot of pressure in the second period before the Braden Point goal, and they finally broke through. But there could have easily been 2 or 3 goals in that period. So like Will said, the score makes it seem like it was a close game, you know, empty net goal to take the lead, but it really wasn't. This was a pretty dominating Lightning performance, just solid all the way around, great defense, great offense, special teams, you know, power. I don't think they had a power play goal, but penalty kill, all that good stuff. Great job from the Lightning. Just nothing more you can really ask for in a win.
I mean, it was just a great start to the week. Like, get this win just propels us onward for the rest of the week.
Also, Andre Vasilevsky, I'm pretty sure it was this game where he made a save where he did the splits. It was awesome. Like, I don't know how he does the splits, and there's, like, people pushing up on him, and he, like, doesn't move. Like, he literally, I think he, like, wedges his leg in the net or something like that. But, like, he stopped the puck, like, on the line. The puck's, like, on his pad, and he's doing his splits, and they're trying to, like, jam it in and shove it in, and he's just not budging. So, Vazzy kept up that great play he's had in the road trip. He brought it back home to Amalie Arena, and that's just something that is good to see all around, because we've kind of mentioned that the Lightning this year, for the most part, have kind of been better on the road than at home. There's been some longer winning streaks on the road than there have been at home. Let's just say it like that. So they had a great road trip, no regulation losses. So it would have been pretty disappointing for them to come back home and kind of go back to their inconsistent ways that they had in February. So to come back and play a really, really good hockey game is all you can ask for, and really encouraging for this team going forward.
I completely agree. You got to keep the momentum going, and especially when you're playing a tough team like that. You know, it's easy to let off the gas after a long road trip. So I'm proud of the boys, man. Proud of the boys. But it's kind of easy when you play Boston, you know?
Yeah, it's really easy to beat
them. Kind of easy.
Yeah.
It's not difficult.
It's like playing like a AA team, you know?
Yeah, they're playing an OHL squad.
Yeah,
that's what I said in 2011 too.
That was so long ago. What about 2020 and 2018?
You go Game 7 against Boston, you're shivering in your boots.
This guy, whatever.
Simon Cowell.
He remembers the bad more than he remembers the good.
I mean, isn't that true with everybody? Like Tom Brady would say that.
You are not Tom Brady.
I mean, I'm not Tom Brady, but like the natural instinct of a person is to be able to recount the pain of something rather than to be like, oh yeah, I remember that. Like, I remember that. So that's more of like a stew. Like, it just kind of all came together. But I can give you the details of that 2011 series.
You know
it'd
what?
be one thing if like the Lightning haven't done anything since, but Like, we've won 2 cups in this decade already.
Yeah,
Like,
I remember those better than the losses.
yeah.
I'm just saying.
2018
Boston remembers that series too. I think that was their first cup of this era.
Oh, they did. They did win that. They beat the Canucks and they rioted the streets.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, we all remember that. It hurt.
It's
for
crazy.
it hurt.
I do remember 2018 Capitals very vividly. But I remember 2020 and 2021 even more vividly.
2015 Blackhawks.
Oh, that was brutal. That was my first Lightning experience. I can't even lie.
Oh, I'm watching Patrick Kane, man.
We watched Patrick Kane this week too, and he did a little bit of something against the Lightning. But that's not this game. There's one game before that game, and I feel like I'm just talking on riddles right now. But what I'm going to talk about to you guys right now is another home game for the Lightning. This time they brought in another Northeast team, the New York Islanders, a team that is desperately fighting for playoff position against the Lightning, who are a little bit more comfortable. Would that complacency get them? I don't know. It kind of looked like it would, because early on, Kyle Palmieri got a goal on a deflection to make it 1-0 Islanders. However, after that, I mean, the Lightning played a great period, and this period was punctuated with 2 goals in about 35 seconds. The first one was on the power play. It was Darren Radish, that dude who has been playing so well recently, an absolute godsend for this team. Good job, Darren Radish. Power play goal, 1-1 is the score. And then 35 seconds later, Tony Cirelli scores his 17th goal of the year to make it 2-1 Lightning headed into the second. And in the second period, there's a lot of action, a lot of back and forth, but no goals. So it's still 2-1 Lightning headed into the third. And then in the third period, the Lightning got their insurance quickly. As 20 seconds into the period, Steven Stamkos with an absolutely wicked deflection goal. I mean, I don't know if you guys saw this one at home or on the panel, but man, this was an insane goal, a deflection goal. Steven Stamkos literally got it right at the crossbar length. Like, they had to review it. It was close. Just a crazy goal, showing us that he knew more than one-timers. And that made it 3-1 Lightning. And then Tony Cirelli again, empty net goal to make it 4-1, and that's what the score would be, a 4-1 Lightning victory against the Islanders.
Man, I didn't realize the Islanders are the Colorado Avalanche. Patrick Waugh is their coach, and Semyon Varlamov is their goalkeeper. It's like 2014 Avalanche. Yeah, this game also very dominant, very solid. I mean, the Islanders get up first, right? And I was like, 2 minutes into the game, and you're kind of thinking, oh gosh, here we go. And then the Lightning outshoot them 21-6 in the first period, score 2 goals within 35 seconds. I think that just kind of flipped the switch on them, that they're not gonna start off slow, and they just turned up the gas and kind of ran away with it and dominated the rest of the game. So I think this was a great showing by them, and kicking teams while they're down.
Brian Egblom is the guy on the Lightning TV, correct, right? He said that was the best period the Lightning played all season, was the first period, where the Islanders got a fluky goal to start, but then the Lightning played with intense pressure the whole rest of the period.
Mm-hmm.
They ended up getting 2 goals. They had a lot more. Varlamov, just like Ullmark, saved a lot of really good opportunities from going in. So that was a great period. And then the Lightning, actually, they kind of lost momentum a little bit in the second period, but they were able to kind of stem the tide, which was really good to see. And then they went back to business in the third period. So this was just a really, really impressive game, and it kind of makes the Lightning look like juggernauts at this point. A team that really just can't be stopped.
Yeah, they are looking awesome. Like, it was so nice beating the Islanders, just keeping them 2 points back from where they want to be, chasing that playoff spot, and to say you're not getting any points from us, like that's such a good feeling.
Whatever happened to Barry Trotz?
He retired, I thought.
He retired?
I think he retired.
He was their coach, right?
Yeah, he was.
That's when we beat him in Game 7.
He was like the poster boy of the Islanders. Like, they didn't have like a true star, so they were like, Barry Trotz and his gritty team of Islanders are just keep winning in the playoffs. And it was like, I guess, don't give any credit to the players. But yeah, I think he retired or he got fired. But I think it was retirement.
I haven't heard of him. I mean, I knew he wasn't the coach of the Islanders anymore. I just want to know if you guys knew if he ended up somewhere, and I just don't know. But
where's the intern? I don't know. I don't know. Someone looked that up while
Stat guy, look it up.
Stat guy looked it up. But my point here is the Lightning were on the good side of the turnover battle as they took the puck away 6 times from the Islanders, and a lot of these times it led to goals or good chances. So it was good to see the Lightning be really aggressive, and it seemed like every time the Islanders wanted to get the puck out of the zone or advance in the neutral zone, the Lightning were right there. And it was just forwards, centers, defensemen. It did not matter. They were all dialed in on defense to get the ice tilted their way.
I feel like those back-to-back games, the defense had played incredibly well, and I think you have to ultimately give credit to Andrei Vasilevsky. I think he played absolutely phenomenal in this game. I think he played a little bit better in this game than he did against Boston. So yeah, I gotta give him his flowers. John Cooper was pretty impressed with his game as well. Basically, yeah, I think defense, man. How much have we talked about defense? And I feel like it's slowly starting to come around, and I can have faith in these guys that they're not going to make sloppy mistakes. So, love to see that.
It's all clicking in at the right time. This is when you want to get hot, and we're hot.
Yeah, they got Varlamov had to save like 38 shots, I'm pretty sure, which is crazy. So they could have scored a bunch more goals. Kind of have to give credit to some of these guys, but I still feel like the more shots you see as a goalie, in my opinion, the better you're going to play throughout the game. I think what hurts goalies most is when you have a team that's too dominant, shooting the puck, controlling it on the other side of the ice, and then you see like one shot every 2 minutes, and I feel like that's where goalies struggle the most. So like Varlamov, like I was saying, had like saved 38 shots, but it's like
he was in the zone.
Sure. It's like he had to be in the zone. Yeah. He's not just sitting back. Like, and that just shows you how good Vazzy is. Like,
only let one in a situation where they were dominating the other side of the ice.
Dominating the first period, yeah. So you gotta give your props to the big cat.
Yeah, he had a lot of good saves in the second period. Like I said, I think the Islanders, in the grand scheme of things, outplayed the Lightning in the second period, but they had nothing to show for it. So you got to give a lot of that credit to Andrei Vasilevsky. And the stats guy just told me in my ear, he's invisible, so you can't see him on camera, but he just told me that Barry Trotz was actually fired in 2022. So that's
he's not anywhere else.
Nope, he's fired, and I think he's
might be done
on the couch. He's probably done after that. He was old, man.
Yeah, he was getting up
Won
there.
the cup with the Caps, and then had some success with the Islanders, but never went to the promised land.
He was looking old too. He was like, dude, retire already.
Yeah, I think it was his time. I think that's good.
Yeah, it always comes to an end, right?
I cannot stress to you guys how good the Steven Stamkos goal was. He's sitting. Sorry, guys, if you're on Spotify, sorry you're not seeing me, but he's sitting in front of the net. Lilberg shoots a shot. It's going so far wide. Stamkos' stick is here. The puck's going wide. He drops the stick down, hits it like behind his back, and shoots it right past the goalie. It was an insane goal.
It was awesome, but I was afraid they're getting called back for high stick.
I was scared, but that one angle was good.
I was shocked they didn't actually.
That one angle with the net right behind it made it look good because he brought his stick down when he made contact, which helped a lot. Great goal. Oh man.
He's him.
That's like if that happened to me on Shell, I would be so mad though. The deflection goals were infuriating when you played Shell. Okay, agreed?
Yeah.
They suck, dude.
Dude, for me with Chell, it was like when you had the puck, when you're controlling the puck, everybody else's defense has like 99 poke check. And you can never control the puck no matter what you do. But then you even like rub I think it's like RB or something, even rub that button and it's like tripped. Yeah. That would make me so mad. And you have like 8 minutes of penalties just trying to get one poke check going.
So the one I played was 19. I played 19 a lot, but I was playing 22 or 23, and poke checks are absolutely broken. Like there's no tripping at all. You can just spam poke check.
And that's good. That's how it used to be because I played.
It's broken, dude.
My game was Chell 17. That's the one. Of course, you know what's funny about that? That's Vlad Tarasenko on it. And I hate his guts. But that's my favorite Chell of all time. And, oh, man, you could just do whatever you wanted. But I played...
I kind of like when you can trip someone and Like I like 19. Like you had to be.
I think 19 was the one I hated because of the tripping.
Yeah, you definitely trip people a lot with poke checks, but I liked it. Like you had to learn, and you hit people. Like hitting was better in that game. The hitting.
Dude, 17, you could line up and smoke somebody. And my dude, it was like my franchise. With the Lightning in 2017, we played the Penguins, and I just like
took
targeting
all the anger.
I was targeting Crosby the entire game, and then I got one just lovely hit on him, and he was out for the year. I think that like retired him early in 2017.
That's funny. Yeah, another note on this game: the Lightning again.
Transition.
Now that we're off our shell grind, back from virtual land to real land. In this game, the Lightning, for the second game in a row, shut out their opponent with a lead in the third period. So a really, really positive trend for the Lightning, and I just really want to see them keep holding these leads.
Keep saying it. Keep saying trend. They're not giving up goals in the third because
but
they have a habit of saying trend, and then it's like a curse. So we can reverse it right now. We can start saying this trend. They're gonna not give up goals in the third period.
Mm-hmm. We're trending. We're trending, and the other trend is another Lightning goal. Terrible transition. Not even a Lightning goal. What am I talking about? That sucked.
Lightning game.
Yep.
Where they played.
Oh, that whole sentence was a joke because this game was on April Fool's. April 1st.
It's better.
Amalie Arena. Red Wings of Detroit, a city that I don't like right now, headed into Amalie Arena to face off against the Lightning.
Is it fair to say Detroit owns us?
It is fair.
No.
I mean, dude, we had the double day where it was Lightning, Red Wings, Lions, Bucks, and Tampa lost both those games. They own us until further notice, man. I hate it, but it's true. That was a terrible day. Dude. Baker, why'd you throw that pass? All right, you know what? Whatever. Okay. In the first period of this sad, sad game against this sad city, no one scored. It was a 0-0 game, defensive battle in the first period, and then we headed to the second. And the guy that we mentioned earlier, a Blackhawks legend now on the Detroit Red Wings, Patrick Kane scored a goal to put the Red Wings up 1-0, his 18th of the year. And then after 3 goals that were scored in the net, 2 of them were taken away because of replay. 1 was finally counted for Anthony Cirelli. He got a shorthanded goal to tie it up 1-1, headed into the third. And then the third period got crazy as the Red Wings' Robbie Fabry would score a goal to put them up 2-1. And then on the power play, Steven Stamkos would get his 31st goal of the year and tie it up 2-2. You feel like we're headed to overtime, but we're not, unfortunately. With about 3 minutes left, David Perron for the Detroit Red Wings would score a goal to put them up 3-2. And then the Lightning, trying to get that equalizer, empty their net. And then Luke Raymond of the Red Wings scores the insurance goal to make it 4-2. And that would be your final score. The Lightning loses one, their first regulation loss in a minute, 4-2 against the Red Wings.
I'll start out with the positive note. The nice thing about this game is the Lightning have been on such a roll that like you just felt like they were going to come back throughout this game, and they tied it up 1-1, right? Like at some point in the game.
And 2-2.
And 2-2. So every time we went down, you felt like they were going to come back, and like that's just a good feeling to have as a Lightning fan, and it's how you know we're on the right track and we're back.
Yeah, I think John Cooper even kind of talked about this in the post-game interview. It's like you said, I mean, they hadn't lost a regulation game since the first week of March, and now that the calendar's rolled to April 1st. So what's there really to say? I mean, like we said, losses are going to happen in an 82 game season. So, yeah, I wouldn't say this was a terrible loss. I wouldn't say they played particularly bad by any means, but yeah, you just hate to see them lose.
It always hurts when you have multiple goals taken away from replay. I know there's one, I think, was offsides, and then one where the refs called it no goal on the ice. And you look at the replay, and the puck is underneath the goalie's pad, and the goalie's pad is past the line, but you just can't see the puck, so they couldn't overturn it. But if we're going by logic, and if there didn't have to be conclusive evidence, think the Lightning would have gotten a goal. I think that puck was in. But that's the rules. The rules are the rules. And I think it's just hard. You kind of get the wind taken out of your sails when you get 2 goals taken away due to replays or challenges. So
that was Cirelli, right?
yes.
When Cirelli scored his 3rd goal, I was hoping, I was praying a couple people would throw a hat for him. So he got a hat trick.
Yeah, that would have been awesome.
I was
yeah.
hoping so much.
He was so excited too. Like he was angry when he scored that 3rd goal, which I don't blame him. He rifled that shot too. That shot came in about 100 miles per hour. Yeah, no, it does suck when you get those goals taken away, but that's how it goes. I will say, this game, the most alarming thing about this game for me was the amount of Red Wings fans in Amalie Arena. I don't know if you guys, there's a lot of red.
Bandwagons.
There's something like that. There's a lot of red in that arena, and I was kind of like, I know it's a Monday night, and those April Fools, but like, come on, Tampa. You guys have shown out, because honestly, you go into a homestand, and you got Boston, New York, and Detroit. You kind of feel good about how you showed up against Boston, crowd-wise. You feel good about how you showed up against New York crowd-wise, even though it's the Islanders, not like the Rangers, but still. And then Detroit, you feel like that's the one you aren't worried about for opposing fans.
Yeah, they're
and it was
original
the worst.
6.
Yeah, I
Original
guess.
6.
This is their first run in a long time. Their fans are excited and they munch those tickets up. And again, we say this, but it's fair. Lightning fans have to start stocking some money up for that playoff run.
That's true, because I don't think I don't know. But I'm going to chalk it up as probably spring break in the Detroit metro area.
Yeah, maybe.
Their weather stinks. It's terrible. It's like dark all the time. And what better place to go than the beautiful sunny Tampa Bay, Florida. So probably spring break. They're like, well, let's go see the Red Wings. And they just showed up a little more than Lightning fans. But
yeah, it's fair. Honestly,
we're enjoying the weather because it's nice here all the time.
it is, yeah.
Detroit, you have to escape.
Don't tell them that. We don't want people to come to Florida. It sucks here. It's so hot.
No, Michigan people are brainwashed. I
okay.
kid you not,
All right,
like,
there you go.
because I went to school in Michigan, and you talk to people, and they'd be like, Florida sounds great, but I just couldn't leave the Michigan summers. Or they'd be like, our beaches are just as good as yours.
You guys have a lake,
It's like
not even an ocean.
you don't have beaches.
Yeah,
you don't.
that
A
does
lake
not
is not a
count.
beach.
That doesn't
just because there
count.
might be sand or mud there does not make it a beach.
Yeah,
But they would say that. They would say it to you straight face.
that's bogus.
Are there waves?
There's like,
from like the boats?
yeah, like,
That's a bogus.
I mean, we
take.
can't really brag too much because we don't really have a lot of waves on the Gulf Stream.
True.
Hey, I could go for some Detroit style pizza. So
Detroit style pizza is good. Jets is terrible. But, okay, another tangent. The Little Caesars in Detroit is phenomenal. Like, even if you like Little Caesars here, every Little Caesars I went to in Detroit was like A+. 10 out of 10. Nothing better.
Is that what they're from?
yeah,
It
Little
is.
Caesars from
Detroit
Detroit.
style.
Oh, it's Little Caesars Arena too.
Mm-hmm. And it was just better. Like, every single one you went to was just so good. But,
Yeah, as for
here
the
sometimes
game-
they get burnt,
Yeah, I mean, that's your guys' expertise, man, not me. But for the game, I always got to reel these guys back in. It's okay. I like their tangents.
I get tired sometimes.
Yeah,
I start going off.
I like their tangents. I just like to sometimes reel them back in sometimes. But as for the game, don't got much. Like we said, first regulation loss in a while. Couple turnovers. The Lightning had a little uncharacteristic for the Lightning this last month. And then also, the Lightning didn't have the same type of physicality in front of their net that they've had since they've gotten Duclair and Dumba. A couple goals were, scrums in front of the net, deflection goals, including the one that was the game-winning goal. So the Lightning could have done a better job of keeping people tied up in front of the net. Even TV announcers were like, "Yeah, you got to keep that guy's stick tied up in that situation on that game-winning goal." So that's some of the nitpicks we have for this game. Nothing much though. I mean, it's a long season. It's been a long month. A lot of winning. One loss won't hurt us.
Where's Declare been, man? I pick him, and he didn't do
You
like...
cursed him.
He didn't
You
do
cursed
anything.
him. You should have known that.
Yeah. It is what it is.
Real quick, we're recording this on Wednesday, April 3rd, and there was a big game that went on today. We are church folk, So we had Bible study, so we missed about the first half of the game. But when we turned the TV on, we had some good news. The Lightning were up 3-1, and they would end up winning this game 4-1. So big win against the Maple Leafs. This puts the Lightning within 4 points of the Maple Leafs in the standings. So I mean, just as far as like that race, like how you guys feeling about it, Joel? I know you're into this.
Dude, we're getting it. Like, come on, like we got this. Like, I don't know what the tiebreaker is, but we're beating Toronto on the last game of the season. So just give us those 2 points. As long as we keep this close, like I think that last game is gonna. I mean, I'm hoping that last game decides it.
That would be awesome.
Like I want that so bad.
That's like free playoff hockey.
I don't know what the tiebreaker is. I'm positively assuming we have it. Not sure. We'll see.
Yeah, and I mean, it would be big if we get that spot. We're most likely playing Boston or Florida, which I just feel a little bit better about those teams as opposed to the New York Rangers. So I don't know.
I want the Rangers.
I don't really want the Rangers. Also,
I'm scared of all of them. I don't want Florida.
Selfishly, I want to play the Panthers because I want to go to a playoff game, and I think the tickets will be the cheapest for a Panthers Lightning playoff game. So that's kind of what I'm hoping for personally.
It's true.
So
TB3, we're all trying to go.
Yeah,
correspondence.
Oh,
A game of Sunrise would be sick.
That would be sick, but
we gotta save up our Miami trip for the Marlins. $55 all you can eat tickets.
That would be.
We're going to that Miami.
We're going. We'll be there. Maybe some content in Miami. That wretched city of theirs.
I love Miami.
Oh,
I love Miami.
Come on now.
We should vlog it.
Maybe.
Dude, a little. See now, because we were talking about not spending the night, but a hotel pod.
That would actually kind of
sick.
That would kind of hit. That would kind of hit. Anyways, yeah, in this Lightning Maple Leafs game, Victor Hedman got a goal. Point Stamkos, Paul. We saw that Paul go live. Absolute ripper. Just a beautiful shot.
Blasted it.
Yeah.
Put the nail in the coffin because I don't know. I had like a bad feeling when I turned it on.
I'm pretty sure Toronto this year came back from like a 3-goal deficit when they played us early on in this year. So they just have a knack. And then the playoff series last year.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So like we turned it on, 60 minutes left in third, 3-1. I was sick to my stomach. I just was sick. Too many bad memories. But that Nick Paul goal made me feel really good. He's just the unsung hero of the team. That's really what he is.
He goes off in
Toronto. I love that guy, man.
I love him too.
Doesn't get it we love him here, but I feel like around the league he doesn't get as much credit as he deserves for what he means to the Tampa Bay Lightning.
He's so good. He's on your third line. This is a dangerous team. Dangerous team. Do we want to predict? Are we good?
Yeah.
Let's
all right.
do it.
A lot of the fans at home been asking like, "Hey, what happened to predictions?" Well, look, I kind of started slacking. Okay, I started slacking, but I did it. I worked hard this weekend. I got us back. Should I tell you the score? Are you looking at the score?
Maybe a little bit.
Should I tell it now or at the end?
I say right now.
Okay.
I'm dying to know.
All right. So it's been a minute since we did this, and if you're watching this for the first time, we've done predictions since when we first started the show, the TB3 podcast, and that was back in July of 2023. So we've had predictions. We've done baseball, NFL, college, random stuff, and now we're doing hockey, of course. So, we will finish it after the Stanley Cup. So whoever wins has the most points, they're the winner. Then we'll restart. Probably a year from when we first started. So around the end of July, we'll start it up again. Anyways,
wait, we're not running it back immediately. We're taking a year off.
No, not a year off.
We'll
because the Stanley Cup will end like end of June, and then we'll probably take a month off.
All right, okay.
Like a month off of doing it.
All right.
Just so it's like with the calendar year of when
You're
we
right.
started.
I was tweaking.
But yeah, last time we left off, I was in a huge lead. Colby was in last place. Joel was close there. But now, after I've updated all the points in third place, is still Colby with 101 points. In second place, Joel, 104 points. And I know I'm on my high horse right now, but I have 108. So it really is still anybody's game. The Lightning kind of ruined me. I missed 1 week. I didn't even give myself anything for that. I just DQ'd that week for myself. So you guys got, and then of course you guys got like 2 points each that week.
We needed that
for goals, scores, and record. So yeah, you guys have kind of slowly caught up because I was at like 10 to 15 points I think I had, because I did very well on the bowl games.
Yeah, the bowl games killed me, man.
Yeah, the bowl games really got me in my league. But one of the weeks, man, I can't remember which one it was in hockey that kind of kept me alive. I had absolute money predictions. I think I could find the week if I look for it. But
the big news here, though, is Joel, who doesn't watch a lick of college basketball, when college basketball season started in November, predicted the Purdue Boilermakers to go all the way and win the national championship. And right now, April 3rd, we got the Final Four on Saturday, and the Purdue Boilermakers are in it to win it. So Joel's 2 games away from calling his shot 4 months in advance.
What is there like multi points for that?
I
yeah,
think
I'll
you
give you
should
5.
get 5
5
I
points
like
for
5.
that if you get it.
Yeah.
Come on, Boilermakers.
But yeah,
Yeah.
3.
Zach Edey, if you can hear him, you can save Joel.
So I think this was episode 30. I said Lightning. We had to predict 4 games. I said Lightning would go 2-2 with the Glendening goal, and I nailed it both, and that's kind of kept me alive. But last week, Joel, you said the Lightning would go 3-0, and Connor Sheary would get you a goal. I also realized you picked Sheary 2 weeks in a row.
We had a week in between though, so it was okay. Is what we said.
Yeah, but you did not get any points from that. Colby said 2-1, and Sorelli would get you a goal, so you were 2 for 2.
I need 2 for 2 weeks here on out, man.
And then I said 2-1, and Duclair would get a goal, but he didn't. But I was right on the record. So with that being said, I think it's time to predict. Let me look at who did the Lightning got this week. So Thursday, April 4th. That's tomorrow, isn't it? We're filming on April 3rd. They're at the Montreal Canadiens at 7 o'clock on Bally. Saturday, 1 p.m. ABC, nationally televised game. That will be at the Pittsburgh Penguins. And I think that's probably it. I mean, do you think we're going to get in it on Monday, the next pod, or...
We'll be recording after it's like over. So
yeah, so then on Tuesday, April 9th at 7 p.m.
Yeah, we'll do it.
Blue Jackets at Tampa Bay Lightning. So you got 3 games there. So who wants to go first?
All right, I'll go. 2-1 Kucherov.
2-1 Cooch.
I took Sheary 2 weeks in a row. I deserve Kucherov.
Yeah, you can get
You deserve
Kucherov. You can get Kucherov. Let me look at these games, man. Let me just jinx up the Lightning as best as I can. Canadians, terrible. They're gonna easily win. Penguins, season's over. 2-0, 3. The Lightning going 3-0, easily 3-0. If they lose, it's in overtime, and they still get a point. That's how confident I am. Who's getting me a goal? Give me Hedman. I don't think I picked a defenseman.
He had one tonight. I
thought about picking him, but the fact he got one tonight kind of felt like it was...
He might get another one. He might get a little hot.
I'm also going to say 3-0. I think these are subpar teams, and the Lightning are not playing subpar hockey. They're playing the opposite of it, actually. So I think they're going to win all these games. If anything, they lose that Pittsburgh one because it's on the road, and Pittsburgh is battling for a playoff spot. But I just feel like the Lightning are going to crush their dreams. They're only 3 points out.
They're so far out of it, dude.
But anyways, I'm also going to take Nick Paul because I think he's going to stay hot. He had a goal tonight, and I think he's going to have another one this week. I love that shot that he had. If you still haven't watched the highlights of the game of this Maple Leafs and Lightning game, go watch that Nick Paul goal because it was a rifle. Beautiful shot.
Mm-hmm.
Top bends. Boy, oh boy, are we about to talk some baseball for the first time in 6 months, huh? We got a full slate of Rays baseball games for you, and I'm just going to bang it out. We're going to go series by series. So, first series, opening day 2024, March 28th. You had TB3 correspondents there. You had me, you had Joel, you had my brother Luke, who's been on the show. TB3 was well represented in the Trop. Beautiful day, packed out stadium. You love to see it. And it started off. What?
No upper deck. No upper deck.
No upper deck. No upper
Come on,
deck.
it's the Rays.
Yeah.
And you know what? This game started off amazing. Zach Eflin pitched a nice shutout first inning, and then Yandy Diaz with a leadoff home run, first of the year, 355 feet down the left field line. The Rays are up 1-0. And Zach Eflin looked good to start off this game. However, he made a mistake to George Springer, and he tied it up 1-1. And then the sixth inning happened. Zach Eflin ends up giving up 5 runs. It was a little bit of an implosion, and the Blue Jays would go up 6-1 off that, and the spirits are low. And maybe they're not going to be so low. Are these Rays coming back? Yandy Diaz, his second RBI of the season. He's the only one doing anything this game. 6-2 Rays.
You missed who he drove in.
He drove in Rene Pinto,
Who almost hit a
legendary.
ding-dong.
Almost hit a ding dong. That is true. I forgot about that. Rene Pinto almost hit a ding dong, but he didn't. But the Rays did strand some runners too, so the vibes were not that high. However, we're only a slam away until Bo Bichette hits a 2 RBI double to make it 8-2 off Sean Armstrong. That's your final score, 8-2 Blue Jays. But this is baseball, and we're rapid fire. We're going to the next game, and this game was going to be started by Aaron Savali against Chris Bassett. And in the third inning, after a scoreless first few innings, George Springer would hit a solo home run. He's tormenting the Rays, 362 feet. The Rays are down 1-0. But in the bottom of the third, they had a response as Brandon Lau, 444 feet, a slam, 4 runs, 4-1 Rays, and they would roll from there. Fifth inning, Randy single, drives in Diaz, and they just kept it going. They would end up winning this game 8-2, and they're 1-1. They flipped the script completely with an 8-2 win for themselves. Then Saturday, we had Zach Littell making his season debut against Yusei Kikuchi, and this was another really, really good game for the Rays. Zach Littell pitched exquisitely. And we started off with Ahmed Rosario got his first RBI in the third inning, 1-0 Rays. And then Randy Rosarina hits a opposite field home run. The Rays go up 2-0. And then the action picked up in the bottom of the 7th inning. The Rays are up 3-1, and Jose Caballero lays down a beautiful bunt down the third base line with a man on third. The runner scores. Jose Caballero's going to be safe, but it's an overthrow. Jose Caballero, he's running the second. He's running the third. He's out, but it's okay. We scored. We're happy. Oh, my goodness. Why is Genesis Cabrera right there on Jose Caballero's butt? I don't know. They're in a little bit of skirmish. The bench is clear. Genesis Cabrera is suspended 3 games because he's an idiot. But the Rays win this one 5-1, and this was a solid game for the Rays. They're 2-1 now. Could they win the series against the Blue Jays? We're going to find out that rubber matches in series clinching games were not the Rays' friend on this homestand, as the Blue Jays come out firing 2-0 after the first period, with the opener, Sean Armstrong, not having a very good appearance. But then the Rays would strike back. Randy Rosarina, another opposite field home run, cuts the lead in half, 2-1. And then Curtis Meade comes in, a.k.a. Tyler Alexander, and he gives up 2 runs immediately after Justin Turner, who killed the Rays, makes it 4-1, and the Blue Jays kept piling on. Justin Turner home run, David Schneider home run, some ground balls, all that good stuff. And Isaac Paredes hit a Chris Paul, is this the dagger, home run in the 9th inning, and the Rays lost this game 9-2 for a series split against Blue Jays.
A lot of good and a lot of bad, right in the middle. You just wish it was a little more consistent this series, because I think I was going through it opening day. I was going through it. I was really upset about that, how they played.
I think that was the most frustrating game for me.
Yeah, just super frustrating, man. Giving up a lot of especially how well Zach Eflin played. I mean, 5
Splendid innings.
Perfect innings, and then just to completely collapse there. And not even keeping it close either. Like, just to completely get run out of there and kind of, I mean, it was game over at that point. And then you go to Saturday. Solid win. Savali's looking amazing. Saturday, Zach Littell, even more amazing. And then it's like, let's close it out. Two solid days, let's close it out. And then you get blown out. Curtis Meade gives up 6 earned runs. So it's just a little too inconsistent in that series for my liking.
Yeah, you go back to that opening day game because that's the one that's really sticking with me for this game. You have Zach Eflin versus Jose Barrios. You feel like that should be a wash, but Jose Barrios outplayed Zach Eflin because of that 6th inning. And the Rays lineup did not do a good job against Jose Barrios. You look at Yandy Diaz was 3 for 4 with 2 RBIs and a home run. So, I mean, he did his part, but then you look at the 2 through 5 hitters, which would be Brandon Lau, Randy Rosarina, Isaac Paredes, and Harold Ramirez, and they were 1 for 15 in this game with a single and a walk. So, got to be better from that top of the lineup. That was really where this game was lost. Not a good showing from these players that are established and are, I mean, Brandon Lau and Randy are the stars of the team, or are 2 stars of the team. So that was really frustrating for me just to see that, output from that part of the lineup. And I think that game is really sticking with me as the frustrating game.
Yeah, in that game it feels like the air just kind of left the stadium once we gave up the lead. Or I'm sorry, once we went down, and after that we just never got it back.
And then I will say the next day was a really good bounce back. It was, like I said, lose 8-2 and then you win 8-2. It was a complete flip of the script, and it was a flip of the script for that part of the lineup. As in this next game, 1, 2, and 3, Diaz, Lau, Randy all had multiple hits in this game. Brandon Lau had the big one, the grand slam. You needed that. The Rays, you're down 1-0. You're getting a little angsty. Is this? Can we just not score? Is that what the Rays do in Tropicana Field now? From the last playoff game, you needed that big blow, and the Brandon Lau grand slam was that big blow. So that was huge. And I mean, Will mentioned it, but Aaron Savali was splendid, spectacular, exquisite, amazing, and also more of that. Because he went 6 innings pitched. He gave him 1 earned run, solo home run. We'll live with those. 4 hits, 1 walk, 6 strikeouts. I'm going to have some more on him, but just a great outing from him. Absolutely what we need from him, and he looks like he's going to have that Cleveland Guardians stuff for the Rays this year.
Yeah, and this is what we wanted, right? I mean, it was no fluke last year why he was so, I guess, wanted, and when it came to the trade deadline, the Rays were lucky enough to get him. It just didn't really work out. I mean, switching to a new team, you're getting different coaching and stuff like that. You can list a bunch of things as to why a lot of people were disappointed in him when he went to the Rays, but you still held out hope because when the Rays traded for him, I want to say he had 3 or 4 years left on his contract, so you knew you were getting him for a minute. It wasn't like it was just kind of a one-and-done thing. Can he help us in the postseason? The Rays made that move for the long term, and you were hoping for something like this, and he comes out, and once we get to the Rangers series, we'll talk about, but 2 solid performances, performances, and this is what we've been hoping for, and I hope it continues for the rest of the year.
Yeah, it's encouraging to see because you think about how good he was early on in the season, and we're like, can he repeat it? And he's repeating it so far. So will he fall off like he did last year? We'll have to see.
Don't.
Well, and you got to.
It's funny because I was trying to come in with that, like he was positive, but I'm like, just don't fall off mid-season. Okay?
Well, and I think we get.
Like, let's not run out of pitches.
Actually, you know what? I'll just mention it right now because we're just talking about it. But I did some notes on Mr. Aaron Savali, and he got the Snyder tax treatment. He got in with the lab. He got in with the Rays, and it's obvious to me looking at what he did last year and this year why his stuff is playing so much better this year. So last year, he started off with the Guardians so the trade deadline is not really right in the middle of the season. It's more than halfway through the season. It's at the end of July. But he had like a 2.3 ERA with the Guardians and then an over 5 ERA with the Rays. So you got to think this is not what normally happens with the Rays pitchers, and you had to have thought this coaching staff is going to get him right. And what they did is they have Aaron Savali throwing a whole new pitch. So this year, Aaron Savali has developed a sweeper. So if you guys are not familiar with baseball, a sweeper is like a slider, but it's a slower, more side-to-side type pitch than a slider. So Aaron Savali's big deal coming into the Rays is he had an elite curveball. And his curveball is a straight up and down pitch. So the up and down pitch, he has great movements. It was very similar to Tyler Glasnow's, and we knew all about how good it was. However, that curveball was getting mashed. It was getting hung and mashed last year. So the Rays made a little bit of tweaks. And there's no reason for, if you're a pitcher, if you can throw a great curveball, you can throw a great sweeper. It's a very similar pitch. But instead of going straight up and down, the pitch is going sideways. I hope you guys are you following okay, good.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, you're following.
So.
Even like you guys, but if you guys were like dumb, you could follow like what I'm saying. That was, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Okay, so
Dumb audience.
So the pitch that Aaron Savali throws the most is a cutter, which is a pitch that runs, if you are a right-handed pitcher, it runs away from you. If you are a left-handed pitcher, it runs towards you. So that's the pitch. The sweeper runs that same way. So Aaron Savali has developed a sweeper, which he is throwing 20% of the time. He's gone from throwing it none to 20% of the time this year. His curveball has gone from throwing it 25 or so percent of the time. It's down to 8% of the time. So he's changing the shape of his big breaking ball, and it's playing much better off his cutter, which is causing Aaron Savali to have so much more success. If you look at this year compared to last year, the hard hit ball percentage last year for Aaron Savali was 36.4%. That is down 10% to 26.7%. So balls that are being pitched by him are being hit hard much less, is because Snyder Tack got in with him and changed a lot of what he was doing. So that's kind of why I'm seeing this success for Aaron Savali.
Yeah, and that's kind of the thing with the Rays, man. Kyle Snyder, what a great coach in all of the MLB, and that's just kind of the only stuff you'll get with the Rays. You won't get that at other ball clubs, man. And it's like, why don't more pitchers want to come here? They'll fix your game, or they'll just make you even better.
Or make you have Tommy John.
Everybody gets Tommy Johns these days.
Everybody
gets Tommy Johns.
Joel, I knew you'd like that one.
I mean, I do. Probably took it out of my mouth.
Yeah, I knew. I had to beat you to the punch.
Here we go.
But to your point, Joel, of the whole, hopefully he doesn't fall off this year, I think it's very easy to see the success continuing, because it's not just him doing the same thing and just the hitters aren't seeing it. He's changed his approach. His cutter looks great. And the way the sweeper works, I don't know how baseball in tune you guys are at home, but there's this thing called tunneling in baseball where you want two different pitches to look like the same pitch, so a batter is fooled, basically. And by throwing the sweeper, his pitches tunnel much better than when it was a curveball. So that's been a huge change for Aaron Savali, and that's why I am confident that he is going to keep these good games up. Man, I love talking baseball.
Dude, you're ready to go.
I was,
I'm
dude.
too negative
I
for
was,
this.
dude. I
Too
was
negative.
so excited to get on Baseball Savant, do some notes for the podcast. I was ecstatic to do it.
Some stats, man.
Freaking nerd. That's what I am. Yeah, and then we move on to where am I?
Well, we're
Here
still
I am.
talking.
Back to Blue Jays is what I'm going to go
Blue
back
Jays,
to, and
yeah.
I was going to talk about Zach Littell because
Zach
another
Littell, man.
another great start.
Can you read
innings.
his stat line?
Yeah, I got you. 6 inning pitch, 0 earned runs, 4 hits, 2 walks, 6 strikeouts. Just great stuff, man.
I mean, what did I say? Did I say that in the
Cy
Rays?
Young. You said Cy Young.
I did say
You did,
the
you
Cy
did.
Young, and I did say that going in the season, I was most confident in Zach Littell. This guy's a dog. Solid performance, just shutting down the Blue Jays. I mean, I don't even know does this guy even know what an earned run is at this point? I mean, he wasn't giving up anything in spring training, and he's doing the same thing here in the regular season. He's the best, and it's just time to give him the trophy. Give him the trophy. He's a Cy Young.
That'd be so cool.
He's the AL Cy Young.
Like Cinderella Cy Young.
Mhm.
It's like crazy. The Rays turn these relievers into starters, and they don't like turn them into serviceable starters. They turn them into studs. Like happened with Spring, happened with Rasmussen.
Dude, Jeffrey Springs would have won the Cy Young last year.
Oh, he would have.
too.
No, and He's winning World Series MVP this year.
Oh, dude, he's so good.
He's so
he
good.
is so good.
He's
oh
so
my
good.
gosh.
His changeup is. I literally have positive dreams about his changeup.
That was such an awful day. That was a Wednesday. It was a day game last year.
It was their 11th.
And he just went out with.
It was their 13th win in a row.
Yeah, it was, and they were down because they had to pull him. And it was like one of those his wrist feels funny. It feels tingly.
They were like, it's a nerve thing. He'll be back.
He'll be
July.
back in a day.
And they were like, psych, he got Tommy, bro.
Tommy Johns. But he does not go out. He would have. I mean, he would have had a phenomenal All-Star year.
You gotta think, Shane McClanahan, Rasmussen, and Jeffrey Springs. That's about as good of a top three as you can have.
That's
they are
the
on
best
the IL.
starting lineup in baseball, man.
Gosh, dude, stop talking about it, because then I'm gonna have to say that. Just wait for May.
Dude, I can't do
bro,
this.
come
I can't
on.
do it.
I mean, you guys are like tempting me. You're like, man, remember the good old days when it was the beginning of the season?
I'm just trying to
and
make.
our pitchers were healthy.
I'm just trying to make a point that if you're watching this just to watch it, like it just popped up on YouTube, or if you're, like I said, a Bucks guy or a Lightning guy who wants to get into the race, you don't understand how good this guy is, and he's coming back at some point this year.
July.
He's coming back, and people need to know how good this guy is. So you just stay I'm talking to myself right now because I'm even getting worked up, and it's like just stay patient.
Yeah.
The cavalry's coming. They're coming home. We're getting reinforcements.
Mm-hmm. And even soon, hopefully Shane Baz had a setback, so hopefully we'll be seeing him May or June. And Taj Bradley's coming back soon, so even there's going to be a mini cavalry coming back.
I'm not looking forward to Taj.
I am. I think he's going to have a bounce back. He can
replace
better than Alexander.
Anything's better than Curtis.
And to piggyback, Zach Littell, great. Randy was 2 for 3 with a home run in game 3 on Saturday. And then in the last 2 games on Friday night, Chris Davinsky Code, pitched 2 shutout innings, which is good. So good bullpen. And then also in this Saturday game, 4 relievers combined for 3 innings and 1 earned run in this game when they had the lead. So good bullpen and these 2 wins for the Rays. Just like to point that out. And then I don't really have much on this game 4. I'll just say Armstrong and Alexander, they combined for 6 inning pitch, 6 earned runs, 9 hits, 3 walks, 5 strikeouts. So not a good game for the opener and the bulk guy.
Yeah, I mean, Sean Armstrong hasn't started off that great.
Yeah, he gave up only 1 earned run in this game, but 2 runs, and then 2 earned runs in his first game. So bad start for Sean Armstrong, hoping he can turn it back around.
Yeah, and I don't know. I can't remember. Who did Zach Littell pitch against his first? Was it Houston, his first game when they stretched him out completely?
Yeah.
And did they win, or did he get kind of?
No, they won. And it was awesome.
Yeah.
Actually.
Well, I can't make any comparisons there, but maybe Tyler Alexander will have a bounce back game. You gotta trust that the Rays saw something in him to make him a stretch guy. So hopefully we won't see that again.
Honestly, I saw something. I saw some potential. There's some good movement on his pitches. He's got the 2-seamer and the cutter. He just was not executing good with 2 strikes. He was getting there. He was getting the 2 strikes, but he was not executing. So just a little bit better execution, some more soft contact. I think we can get some 3, 4, 5 quality innings out of Tyler Alexander while we wait for the big boys to come back.
Yeah, I think it's a fair assumption.
I'm hoping. But if it's going to be like Josh Fleming or Ryan Yarbrough, he plays similar. So it could go either way. I'm just hoping to see just solid from Tyler Alexander. Keep us in the game, because he did not keep us in the game in this game. Mm-hmm. It was over before it even started. And the worst thing about this one is it wasn't like 1 big inning. The Blue Jays were getting like 2 every inning in those middle innings. Like it was just adding on and adding on. And at that point, it was just like, Alexander, you're just mopping up as much as you can. We're not going to use a reliever in this game. So,
yeah, it was super frustrating, too. I feel like from innings 2 through 8 was just terrible offensively. Just couldn't do a thing.
Yeah,
couldn't hit a beach ball, as they say. So
no, it's hard. Kevin Gausman wasn't really supposed to play, and then he got brought in late. He had some type of soreness or tightness, so we thought we were going to miss him, which we were all happy about. But Gausman's a really good pitcher. He had his stuff working. He was fresh. He had extended rest. and he started off that game. And then once you're at such a big deficit, it's hard to keep giving quality at bats. I think a lot of them checked out by the 5th, 6th inning.
It was one of the disheartening games of the week for sure.
But that's baseball. Got to move on to the next one, and this one was not much. Actually, we'll do the whole series. So we're doing the series, and this one is we're back in the Trop against
Wild card rematch.
A matchup that brings a lot of us
2011 and 2010
and 2023. And this matchup brings a
I just want
lot.
to keep stabbing
2011
scars.
Yeah, 2011. It was the year. Goodness sakes, two terrible moments in 1 year. That's a
2011 was a painful year for me as a sports fan. It had game 162. I was at the Rays game today, and I was showing my friend the 162 exhibit. So I'll take game 162 for all the other pain I had that year.
There you go.
I can't say that. The Stanley Cup hurt so bad. Never mind.
That did. But I mean, yeah. So this matchup gives us Rays fans a lot of nightmares, especially coming off last year. Just not a lot of good vibes, and the good vibes did not start off well here for the Rays. Ryan Pepio was giving his first start as a Tampa Bay Ray, and it didn't start good. Josh Young would get a 3-run home run to start off this game, 3-0. Pepio would settle in a little bit, but the Rays offense couldn't get much going against Dane Dunning. And then in the 6th inning, the Rangers came alive again. They scored 3 runs to make it 6-0. Pepio was not in for the whole inning, but all the runs were on his hook. Unfortunately, I think it was Chris Davinsky came in. Not a good appearance from Chris Davinsky, unfortunately. And then the Rays kind of tried to make it a little bit of a game. Richie Palacios, if you follow on Instagram, you know that we had a home run draft, and the TB3 boys picked Richie Palacios, and we got a point for that. So
we're
shout
looking
out
extra
him.
smart.
We're looking so smart. And then Jose Sirius hit a 2-run bomb, makes it 6-3.
Bang!
And then at some point, the Rays had a lot of base runners, and they didn't get any runs for it in this game. As Adolis Garcia, we get the insurance run 7-3, and then the 9th inning, a lot of hit by pitches. Josh Young broke his wrist. Phil Maton, former Astro, might have been venting out some anger, might have been an accident.
Yeah.
We don't know.
He had a rough night.
Very rough night. The Rangers won this game 9-3. Rough night all around for the Rays. However, baseball, baby. You're back at it the next game. And you had TV3 correspondents here again. Me and Joel were at the game, and this one was a lot better than opening day.
Went back-to-back, huh?
He did do back-to-back. This one was a lot better than opening day. Yandy Diaz got another RBI in the 3rd inning, 1-0. And then in the 5th inning, the Rays had a big one. Randy Gregory got an RBI single. Then Isa Paredes. It's a Paredes in my city, yeah. Hits a 3-run home run off the foul point. Doink.
So
we were right
nice.
there. We looked at it. It was awesome. The Rays went up 5-0. The Rangers would get some runs, but don't matter. Rays win this one 5-2. Zach Eflin's stellar game. Great bounce back. And then, in probably the most frustrating game of the week.
Literally a couple hours ago.
We're still frustrated about it. Fresh
TV3
wound.
correspondent there.
Yep.
First base line.
Joel was there.
Joel had some nice seats.
I
today.
did. Thank you, Jim Borland.
There you go. Shout out. But this game was a pitcher's duel. Aaron Savali, Nathan Eovaldi went back and forth, but the Rangers got the first blow. It was a Corey Seager solo home run. Just snuck out the ballpark, unfortunately. And the Rangers go up 1-0. Bottom of the 8th inning, the Rays had first and third, 1 out. They would not score off it. Yandy Diaz would pop up, unfortunately. Really, really hurt my feelings on that one, Yandy.
It was more was it the one to right field?
Yeah.
It was a little bit more than a pop-up. I think he could have gone.
No, it was a pop-up.
Oh, it was a bad angle, like from the stands.
No, it was also to do with the biggest arm in the outfield too. So maybe
I was willing to take the air on that one.
But unfortunately, the Rays were trying to hang around, and the top of the 9th inning, Garrett Clevenger comes in and gives up 3 runs. So the Rays kind of put the game out of reach. The Rangers do that. But the Rays try to fight back. Harold Ramirez gets the RBI single, makes it 4-1. They get the tying runners on. Jose Caballero with a deep drive to deep left field, and it is caught at the warning track. I had some thoughts and some prayers, and I thought it might have been going out, but it just was not on the barrel enough. And Curtis Mead hit the ball right back to the pitcher. Brutal at bat. But he's been playing good. But 4-1, the Rangers win this one. They win this series 2-1 in Tropicana Field.
I left so that the Rays could walk off, and it didn't work. I left in the Top of
Dude,
my friend wanted to leave, and I was like, all right, I'll go. He
You
wanted to pet the stingrays. I was like,
you
all right,
have to
we'll go pet the
admonish him
stingrays.
for that because you are good luck for walk-offs. I've been to 2 games that you've also been at. The Rays have walked it off.
I one time left the game. This was probably 10 years ago. I left the game where they walked off because my friends wanted to leave. And I was like, all right, maybe today is the 10-year anniversary of that.
Yeah, you
That's why I
can't
left.
leave. You can't leave anymore. Another just disappointing and painful series. I hate Eovaldi. I hate his guts. He's getting on the list. He's getting on the list. But I
he's
also
like number
hate
one
that
on
the
list.
Rays can't seem to get him. And I get though he just kind of has our number. I'm sure you have a stat for that. But it's just you see him. You've seen all his pitches by the 6th inning. You guys have seen his stuff.
The problem is he throws like 5 pitches really well. He's a master at his
But it's
craft.
like, come on, man. Like, I really thought the turning point of that game was Yandy's 11-pitch battle to draw a walk. And I kind of thought right there is like, okay, they've seen the pitches. They're golden. And then...
I feel like that whole game, like, there were some long at-bats, like multiple long at-bats, and they just weren't paying it off. Like, just striking out on full counts, stuff like that. Like, the at-bats weren't horrible, but they weren't getting anything to show for it. So, I mean, are they good at-bats if you don't get anything to show for it?
I mean, there was long at-bats, too, but there's also just too many quick innings. Like, I just feel like, watching the game...
Too many double plays, too. Like, 3 of them.
Yeah, watching the game, you get, like, out of commercial break, and then it's already like, all right, that's the Rays, third out. See you after this.
Yeah.
Too many of that. So yeah, that was just frustrating. Mm-hmm. This game today was 2022.
Yeah.
It was very 2022-esque. I think the Rays were not that good that year. Despite them going to the playoffs, I just have bad vibes all around from that year. But
that was a gift year from the 3rd playoff spot.
Yeah, so man, it's just frustrating. And it seems like they just can't get momentum because every time the Rays have gotten a win so far, they I guess outside of the Saturday one, from Friday to Saturday, but you couldn't close out the series against the Blue Jays to win the series.
Yeah.
And then you couldn't close out the Rangers as well. And I know Eovaldi's their top dog, but come on, man. You've seen them so many times at this point.
Good teams win the rubber matches, and the Rays haven't done either. They haven't been able to get that last game to win the series. We're talking Game 3, so I'll just give it to you. The last 8 games the Rays have played against Nathan Eovaldi, they have been 8 straight L's against Nathan Eovaldi, and 2 of them were playoff games. So absolutely brutal from the Rays. These are different teams. This is Red Sox and Rangers, and I feel like there might be a team in between, but I think it was just Red Sox Rangers. But Nathan Eovaldi owns the Rays. He was a Ray, so he just knows his way around Tropicana Field. He just knows how to pitch this lineup, even when it's different people. He just knows the Rays just do not perform against him, so that's frustrating. The Rays had a lot of opportunities. Like Will said, 8th, 9th inning, a lot of runners in scoring position. I think it was the 3rd or the 4th. They had that great at-bat from Yandy Diaz. They had a runner in scoring position already. It was looking like, you're going to do something, and they just grounded into 2 or 3 double plays, didn't get the big hits. Just a frustrating game for sure. And that frustration was compounded by Garrett Clevenger. Great story, coming off an ACL tear. We get it, but he came in a 1-run game in the 9th, and it left it a 4-run game. So that's frustrating. Can't let that happen. Some bad defense in that inning too. And
I suppress that because, dude, I mean,
it's bad. You can't let that happen. You got to keep that a 1-run game.
Yeah, and I understand Pete Fairbanks is kind of our closer. Why didn't you bring him in?
Well,
they played him the night before.
They did
for
play
no
him the
reason.
night before.
Yeah, I know, but it's
I hate
one.
that.
They were warming him up anyway in case they tied up that game, but it's like it's a 1-run game. Put Snake Eyes Pete
You also
in
have an
that
off day.
situation.
You got an off day tomorrow.
Put Snake Eyes Pete in that situation and let him try to keep it a 1-run game. I don't know. I just feel like
there's better options than Clevenger.
There's way better. I feel like we just haven't used our bullpen at all. I don't know.
Really, I mean, all our pitchers have gone like about 6 innings, so not a lot of bullpen. I mean, even like Poche or Adam, even like Maton. I would prefer to see Maton than Clevenger.
Yeah.
And Sean Armstrong had a good game today. 2 innings pitched, kept it at a 1-run deficit. That's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, and multiple innings.
Multiple
too,
innings.
So
You had
good for
a
him.
whole bullpen. So yeah, that is frustrating. There's been a couple, like the opening day, I think Kevin Cash left in Eflin a little bit too long. I think he should have got to the bullpen a little quicker. And then this is like
that's what I'm saying. Once you get, he gave up was it 3-run blast? No, it gave up it was like back-to-back homers.
And then
take him out right away.
Exactly.
Take him out. He's done.
Yeah.
Don't let him continue to just destroy the team
with the pitchers this year. But yeah, it's frustrating. This was a frustrating game. First game is frustrating. It's the first Ryan Pepio game. Just up and down, really up and down. I think the biggest thing about his start is 4 walks. 4 walks. That's as many. He only gave up 4 hits, but he also gives up 4 walks. You have to have better command. I know he's gross. You have nasty stuff, so it's hard to control it. But 4 walks is too many. You're gonna get burnt by a big league team, and that's what happened.
Yeah, I don't know if I said this, that I expected him to kind of not have a great start, or if that was me trying to come up with a parlay.
I don't think any of us had a good feeling
I
about this game.
I just couldn't remember if I was talking to myself.
Oh, that's funny.
On Hard Rock Sports Bet, trying to come with a parlay because I was.
Rangers is a tough first team to play in the.
Yeah,
in
it's a tough. It's at home.
Yeah.
You got to put on a show.
Yeah.
So I didn't expect much. I'm not like super disappointed. I don't think that there's like, nothing I like. Oh man, that really sucks. Like we're done for. We lost the Glasnow trade, but.
Well, also this was a frustrating bullpen game too because they gave up the bullpen gave up 3 earned runs, and they also Pepio left and it was 4-0, and the bullpen let both those runners come in to make it 6-0, which is just unfortunate. That was a Chris Davinsky kind of bad game.
The Davinsky code.
You never know which one you're gonna get. But yeah,
that's how it is with all the bullpen guys, man.
Yeah, even Colin Poche, man.
That was a scary game on Saturday. He came in.
I liked that. Wait, no, never mind.
He gave up a run, didn't he?
He pitched real good in the game we went to, though. He gave up a run. Him and Maton combined for a 1-run inning in the Saturday game against the Blue Jays. And then, but also, he pitched the Rangers game we won. He pitched real nicely, so I'll give him that.
Wait, you can go. I was gonna make a closing point or whatever.
Just this game, Siri Palacios first home runs on the board. Game 2, Zach Eflin, really nice game. 6 1/3 innings pitched, 1 earned run, 5 hits, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts. Great bounce back. They played some stat on Bally, and I forgot to take a picture of it. But I think he was Rays were undefeated after a loss when Zach Eflin pitches last year. So he's really good at bouncing back. I'm hoping to get at least 3 or 4 more good starts before the bad one. And because in my personal, it's not. It's gonna come. But in my personal opinion, it's 4 good ones, 1 bad ones for Zach Eflin. So I'll take that ratio.
In my mind, it's 50.
Yes, I know. In the minds of these two, it's 50-50.
Yeah, I was gonna say something like that, but I didn't want to be negative.
And then
we're both kind of negative for the Rays. I feel like.
It's funny.
This year.
Ramirez and me.
It's not a positive season for us. This is get your pitchers back next year.
No, this is a positive season.
I have to believe now. Unfortunately, after what I said in a Rays special, if you didn't watch it, so I have to believe. I'm being negative, but I have to believe that they're going to turn it around.
I mean, it's with 5 playoff spots. It's kind of hard not to make the playoffs.
Yeah,
we'll probably
it's 6
go.
playoff spots.
It's 6.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
Make it 7.
Yeah, just keep going.
No.
Make it 7.
No,
just
do
like
not
the NFL.
make it 7.
Just like
no.
the NFL.
Don't make it 7.
The MLB is the league of cheapskates, and if you give more playoff teams the opportunity to be cheap, then they ain't gonna pay squat.
That's true.
They're gonna run their 4A team and hope for the Cinderella college basketball run.
That's a very good point, actually.
Yeah, you can't make the playoffs. I think they gotta go. They should go back to 4.
All right.
I would hate that, actually.
No, that was good.
I think 5 was money. 5 was
money. 4
Okay.
playoff teams is what made game 162 a thing. Without 4 spots. Game 162, the best night in baseball history, doesn't happen. Case closed. Go back to 4.
Okay, I think 6 is good, but I would like 7. But hear me out. Before you guys say something, make it 7, but then bring back the 1 game showdown for that 6 seed. You got to bring those back. Those are the best games. There's never been like a bad game of those.
Those were amazing.
The 1 game showdown, winner take all, some of the best baseball you'll ever see. Some of the best baseball you'll ever see, and they got to bring that back. So I think make it 7. And the 6 and 7 seed have a play-in game for that last spot.
Yeah, I'd do that.
Is that fair? That's fair?
Yeah.
Just make the whole playoff single elimination. Let them all in single elimination. It'll be March Madness style. Never mind. Just wrapping up this week. Wrapping up some notes that I have. Curtis Mead needs to play more. He batted .357 in the first 7 games with a .400 on base percentage. Also, Jose Caballero, the new addition at shortstop's having a really solid start. He's batting .316 with a .364 on base percentage. Love to see that. Other than that, though, the Rays struggling. Harold Ramirez 4 for 25 to start the year.
Batting 160.
Batting 160, not great. And the Rays, their team OPS, which if you guys are new to baseball, OPS is a mathematical equation. And it's basically like the best stat to measure if a team is hitting or a player is hitting well. An 800 OPS is good. 700, 750 is decent. Anything above 800 is really good. The Rays are hitting at a 682 OPS, so below average, 18th in the MLB to start this week. So they're missing some of the extra base power. Randy Arozarena and Ben Rortvedt are the only 2 Rays with an OPS over 800. So just looking for this offense to have a better week coming up. What else do I have?
Do you have their scoring percentage team wide?
I didn't do runs. I only did OPS.
That we got to get the stack on that, but that one's one of the key ones too.
Yeah, and then runners. Yeah, I couldn't find that one. I actually was looking for it. I
bet that one's not great.
It's not great, but they haven't really had a lot of. I don't know. The Rays also have struck out 60 times in 7 games, which is 7th most in the MLB. So just not a lot of great stats from this offense. A good stat, though, is the Rays have 9 stolen bases in 7 games. They're manufacturing offense. Caballero has 3, and Jose Siri has 3. So they're running pretty well on the bases, but just very meh week for the Rays. 3-4. You got to look at it in an optimist point of view. It's 3-4. You just played 2 playoff teams on a homestand. You're down some players. You're still missing Josh Lowe. You're still missing some pitchers. A lot of new guys making their debuts with the Rays. So, all in all, a decent week, but looking for some improvement going into these road games.
For the Rays this year, I think I see this with the Rays a lot. There's 3 aspects of their game: hitting, starting pitching, and bullpen. You're not allowed to have 2 of those things going bad at once. And right now, it's kind of bullpen and it's kind of the lineup. So they're gonna have to correct one of those if they want to get on something of a run.
Agree.
Well, there's been a game where each has been bad.
Yeah, that's a good way to look at it.
Yeah.
In the game, you have to have 2 of the 3 working. And if 2 are going wrong, you're gonna lose more often than not.
Yeah, exactly.
Completely agree.
It's true. They've had plenty where it was lineup starting pitching. You look at the opening day, you look at the Sunday game, then you have the bullpen, on Monday. So yeah, just I think it's a good way to look at it. And those losses, they've had 2 out of 3 not working for them.
I'd say bats first. Bats first. Get those bats going.
That's always the prayer of the Rays fan.
Shall we look ahead?
Yes, we shall.
What do we want to preview? Do you want to preview both series or just the first one?
Angels and Rocks.
We'll preview both. Okay, so starting off, man, I love how many baseball games it stinks. Those 1 days though, like tomorrow's gonna be tough. I'm not getting to watch it.
Tough.
And there's a lightning game though, right?
Yeah, there is a lightning game, so we're good.
Probably.
But yeah, Friday, April 5th at 4:10 p.m. the Rays will play at the Colorado Rockies,
Day
who
game
are
on a Friday
absolutely
is so
terrible. Let's look at the pitching matchups. It will be Zach Littell starting it off against Austin Gomber, who has a 7.71 ERA. Then we get to Saturday, April 6th at 8:10 p.m. Tyler Alexander gets his second shot against Ryan Feltner, who's got a 5.40 ERA, 1.40 WHIP. This guy could be decent. He's not the worst pitcher in the world. He's kind of a young guy, so that could be a matchup where the Rays really need Alexander to step up. And then the rubber match, April 7th at 3:10 p.m.
No, that's the day we're going for the sweep.
Yes, hopefully. Ryan Pepiot will face Dakota Hudson. Okay, that doesn't make sense. How's he 0-1, but he didn't give up any earned runs?
It was a scoreless game, and then
someone got an error and scored.
Somebody must have got an error and scored. Yeah, Dakota Hudson.
Brutal for him.
Poor guy.
Poor guy.
That's kind of threw me off. So yeah, that's your 3-game series, and then the Rays stay on the West Coast on Monday, April 8th at 9:38. Ooh, some late night games.
Yeah, late night with the
some
Rays.
Late night
baby.
games. Get fall asleep. Zach Eflin, your current ace, will face off Tyler Anderson. He's a projected starter there. Tuesday, April 9th. Another night game, 9:38 p.m. There's Aaron Savale and Patrick Sandoval. And then to close out that series, Wednesday, April 10th. You'll probably get another TB3 episode at this point. Zach Littell and Griffin Canning at 4:07 p.m. All these games will be on Bally. If you have Spectrum, you get Bally, or you might have to, if you don't see Bally on your TV, you might just have to get it on your app and live in anguish and despair like I do every time the Rays play. So yeah, 6 games, West Coast trip.
Mm-hmm.
What could go wrong?
Ugh,
Are we predicting the first Rays TB3 prediction of 2024?
All right, I'll start. I got it. I have it set.
This is tough. That's 6 games. It's no longer this lightning stuff where you 1-1, 2-1. You gotta get 6 games correctly.
I really want to say 5-1, but I'm not gonna. I'm gonna say 4-2. The Lightning go 4-2. There's just gonna be funny business in each series. They're gonna win both series.
Who's getting a ding dong?
A ding dong will be hit by Isaac Paredes. He's getting that ball in the air in chorus, and it's gonna go far, far away.
All right, 3-3. Let's go.
Whoa.
You know what I mean? It's 3. It's 3.
Do they lose? Do they get swept by somebody, or do they lose 2 games to somebody?
2 games.
To who?
They might lose 2 to the Angels.
Angels?
Angels are playing good
You
ball.
think the Rockies are stealing 2 from the Rays?
The Rays usually, I feel like the Rays usually have a pretty rough April. So like this is the rough April. Just this is the life of the Rays fans.
That's true, except for 2023.
Yeah, that was the rarest exception of ever.
That was awesome.
Home run. Let's go. I'll go Siri.
I
like that pick.
All right, I'll close it out because Siri just went up on my phone. I'll close it out because I'm Mr. Jolly Roger, as you know. I think the Rays go 5-1. They're sweeping the Rockies. The Rockies are absolutely terrible. I think the Rays, there's no way they drop a game, and they will drop one against the Angels because it's going to happen. It's inevitable. They can't win them all. But like they did last year, they won 13 in a row to start the year. So you never know. But I think they go 5-1. And you know what? I'm calling his number. Big 43. He's in a little bit of a slump. But I'm going to look like a real genius when I pick Harold Ramirez to hit a home run.
Before the show, he said he should be cut, so that is pretty significant.
Okay, we're not bringing up off-air stuff on the show. Maybe I did say it, maybe I didn't.
We're just dramatic here. He hits a
It
home
was
run.
a rough day.
We'll
It was
say
a rough
build the
day.
statue.
It was a rough day, but he's hitting a home run. I'm calling his name. You get fired up. That is, I gotta find out. I'm going on a tangent now, but I gotta find out the Spanish word for T-Rex because I can't explain it. I can't explain it at all. But when he wears his batting helmet so low, he just looks like a T-Rex for some reason when he's like at bat. I can't explain it, but that's my
You're
nickname
right.
for him. It's like I think it's from like maybe what's like an animated movie with a dinosaur recently. The
Mika
Croods?
Robinson. Oh,
The Croods? Do the Croods have a dinosaur? Ice Age or something? But he looks like a T-Rex, like a cartoon T-Rex. I can't explain it, but I need to know what it is. Maybe if you know what T-Rex is in Spanish, leave it down in the comments below. But that's my nickname for him. Right now it's just LT Rex. So maybe it'll catch. Maybe it'll catch. But I'll look it up. That's my tangent because it's like been my nickname for him for like 2 years now. But I haven't had anywhere to like actually say it. So
All right.
but yeah, he's getting the home run, and I'm gonna look like the genius. I'm gonna look like the genius here, and I'll be getting the points. I'll be so happy to put that little point down for Ramirez getting the bomb. In Coors Field, probably way out into their little. They got that little like forest there in the outfield.
Beautiful ballpark. I want to go someday.
I've been. It's quite beautiful there actually. What a ballpark.
What a ballpark. And we're not done. We promised you Bucks talk. We're going to give you Bucks talk because they made a move. They signed free agent defensive end edge rusher Randy Gregory to a contract today. He, in 2023, that's what last year was, with the Broncos and the 49ers, he had 3.5 sacks, 6 tackles for a loss, and 10 quarterback hits. He's a veteran. He's gone through some ups and downs in his personal life in the past, but he's been playing steady for the last 3-4 years. He's got a lot of talent. He was a high overall pick, or high grade at least when he came out of college, and I think he's going to be a really good addition. Randy Gregory to the Bucks. How are you guys feeling?
Welcome to the crew.
Yeah, I mean, I hope this move pans out. I mean, this guy has played for, let's see,
6 years, I think.
6 years. I know he played he's played most of his career with the Dallas Cowboys from 2015 2021. His big year kind of came in 2021. And he ended up signing as a free agent with the Denver Broncos. Did absolutely horrible there. And the Broncos didn't even try to trade him. They just cut him. He was picked up by San Francisco and went all the way to the Super Bowl. Got some playing time with them. So I think this is a Bucks kind of taking a gamble here. Because, again, I don't know the exact contract, but I doubt it was much because this guy is not
low risk, high reward.
Yeah, very low risk. But if he plays back like how he did in 2020 and 2021, the Bucks could have, again, had another steal. Jason Light is just him when it comes to that. So hopefully they get, I think that's a perfect way to say it, low risk, high reward.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that's what I have to say about him.
Yeah, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see the draft. Do the Bucks still want to go edge rusher in the first round, or does this make them go corner? We'll see. We'll talk more draft when it gets closer to. But I do think this is a really solid move. At the very least, it's a depth piece on the defensive line. He can be that third person, take JTS's / Shaq Barrett's spot. But he has the talent to be a legitimate starting edge rusher. He really does. He was highly graded, had some personal things go on in his life. I'm pretty sure he did. He had some stuff. But he's been good. Like Will said, big year 2021. I think it's a really nice move for the Bucks. I love to see they're still active.
Yeah, still making moves. The draft is really coming up. Like, I feel like
it is April. My goodness.
Yeah,
April.
I feel like we're not going to be talking about it for a minute, but it's like going to be maybe one episode, and we're talking about the Bucks again. So.
Yeah. Oof. All right.
I love keeping the Bucks relevant. I thought we wouldn't even mention them, but they've made some big splashes. We even gave them their own off-season episode.
Yeah. We're gonna give them a draft episode.
We might that might actually be the move,
dude. But like some of these guys, man. I mean, I know football, but like you draft Jose Ramirez in the 6th round, dude. I cannot tell you a single thing.
That was the first episode we did, though. We did every draft pick.
Well, yeah, but that was because preseason was right around the corner. We had
I'm just saying, we broke down every draft pick.
Yeah.
Is it mock draft season for TB3?
Oh, I don't want to do it because I want to be wrong. And I will put Seminoles from top to bottom. And
he will.
And Sean Atkins.
He absolutely
Give me
will.
Sean Atkins.
Dude, he's coming back, right?
Just draft him. I don't care.
Oh, okay.
Just draft him.
Well, I thought we were losing him. You scared me for a second. I was like, I think he's coming back, right?
Just get him to the Bucks already. It's destiny. We need a white, gritty gym rat receiver on the Bucks. We've had Scooty Miller. What was that guy? Adam Humphries, right?
Ooh, Adam Humphries was good, dude.
Adam Humphries.
He was so good. He tricked. It was the Titans who gave him a huge contract that he was never heard from again.
Didn't we get Cole Beasley for a week and then he retired?
Yes. Yes, we did. Wow.
Bucks legend.
Played
Played
Cole
one game
Beasley.
against the Packers.
Wow.
Yeah, we just need a white, gritty receiver, and that is Sean Atkins.
Facts.
Oh, a 38 Bucks Sean Atkins jersey.
That would be sick.
Just draft them, Bucks.
Just do it.
Just draft them.
Are we good?
Yeah, is it TB Tidbits?
Oh, we
TB3
tidbits. We tidbit. Real
I'll
quick.
start the timer.
All
Just we got to get it out. You know, we go on too many tangents, but there's still so much stuff to talk about. We just have to get it all in 1 minute. You want to go first?
Sure. I was trying to think of one.
I can go first.
No, I mean, I got one.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
The Rays ballpark pass. $50 a month or $250 for the whole season. You get to go to any game. My thought is get there early, go up against a rail, or maybe just squeeze into the party deck, find a bench. It's an awesome deal. And feel free to sneak some snacks in your pockets. It's okay. Everybody does it. We're doing it at movie theaters. You can do it at a Rays game. And find a good place to park, and you can go to a Rays game for like $2. That's a better deal than a postage stamp, I bet you. So go online, get yourself the thing, get yourself a ballpark pass. It's kind of hard to do. You might need to like save the website as an app if you're an iPhone user on your front page. That's what I did. But you won't regret it. You're probably going to see like 30 losses, but you could also see like 30 wins. Rays ballpark pass right here.
You got 10 seconds. You want to keep going?
I'm a short guy.
It's a good deal.
Yeah,
I can vouch for Joel.
Just go get it.
I got it. It's good. That's a great topic, Joel. It's already woo. All right.
Free advertisement for the Rays.
Yeah, dude. Well, we want as
That's
many
what we
people in the
want,
ballpark.
actually.
Yeah. All right, Will. Let it fly.
All right. Actually, you do it so I can just get ready. I don't have to think about it.
Go.
All right. I saw Oppenheimer this weekend. Saw some bombs drop, but I also saw some more bombs drop, and that was Caitlin Clark as she dominated LSU. I guess that wasn't this weekend. That was, Monday? What a player. Like I said, any NBA team would be lucky to have her. I'm dead serious. They will change your franchise because anybody gets close to her, the refs are calling foul. Clear, plain and simple. But one thing I have to say is, like, I feel like there's too much talk of, like, how the women's tournament is more popular than the men's this year. Well, you know what? I can name you every 16 seed in the men's tournament this year. Can you name one in the women's? Can you even name all the number one seed in the women's? Like, stop disrespecting the men's tournament because there isn't 4-year stars. It's a league of one and dones. That's just how it is. But it's a more popular tournament. All credit to the women's tournament. It is fun. It is entertaining. Caitlin Clark's awesome, but I'm kind of sick about how it's more popular.
All right, you're
than the
done.
men's.
But I'm going to keep going off your point because I completely agree.
Hey, whoa.
I think there's no reason for you to bring down something to amplify something. There's no reason for the women's basketball to be hyped, which it was. Shout out Angel Reese, rest in piss. Don't act like the victim when you've been acting like the villain. That was so cowardly. But anyways, the men's tournament has been great. It's not been the best tournament ever, but you don't have to say one thing's bad to make women's sports look good. We like watching the women's games. They've been really good. There's no reason to tear down the men's. And while we're talking the men's tournament, please someone beat UConn. I can't have them win back-to-back national championships. That's what the Gators did. That's one of the only things I'm holding on to as a Gator fan right now. I need them to keep that. So please, Alabama, Purdue, one of you, DJ Burns, one of you guys, beat UConn. I can't handle them winning again, all right? And my predictions is UConn is going to win again because I just feel bad about it. And Purdue's losing to DJ Burns. Hot take, boom.
You beat You know, you don't have to beat
Buzzer
the time. You don't have to beat the
Well, you
time.
got about 10 extra seconds.
You got like 15
Hey,
extra
you
seconds.
borrowed my
You
time.
just started talking.
Don't hate the player.
You
Well, I just
started
felt like you had a
talking.
good point, so I was expounding on it. But anyways, that was TB3 episode 33. Thank you guys for watching. If you're on YouTube, like the video, comment what you feel about the Rays first week, comment how you're feeling about the Lightning, all that good stuff. Is the season over for the Rays or is it not? If you're on Spotify, hit the follow button, hit the 5 stars. And if you guys are interested in more content, follow us on Instagram at TB3 Sports Talk. We've been a lot of growth, a lot of stuff going on, content's pumping out there. Follow us on Twitter. A lot of Will's posting every day. I see him all the time. He's doing a bunch of stuff. So we need updates. You got TB3 Sports Talk on Twitter. Follow those. Thank you guys for watching and have a good night.